Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am really honored to be here with Chardonnay today. We are from Muskegon Big Reds, but we started together at Muskegon Heights. I was her guidance counselor there. And when the traditional public school closed, we both ended up at Muskegon. And for me, when this award came about, she was the only person that came to mind. And he touched on this, and many of you are familiar with this story. Chardonnay was 6 years old when her mother was murdered, and she had 6-month twin sisters. And this story, this murder is still unsolved today. And before we came, I asked her, was she going to cry? And she said no. And I was like, good, but I'm struggling here because that's what I do. But from that point, Chardonnay, every time I have ever spoken with her, her career choice was criminal justice because she wanted to make a difference for someone else's life. And Chardonnay has already enrolled in the National Guard. She's done some training, and she's going to leave in July to go to basic training, and then she's going to enter college at Ferris State University during the winter semester. And I am just proud to present Chardonnay Williams to you all.
Jennifer Hunter, I'm the counselor at Urbana High School, and I nominated Shanna Irish, one of our seniors. The reason I picked Shanna was when I was reading the letter, it said a student who overcame an obstacle. Usually, sometimes I sit there and struggle, who am I going to nominate? And I go up to my secretary, I'm like, help me. We go through the senior list and look and look and look. This year I didn't have to do that. I didn't even have to ask for help. I'm proud. It's all on my own this year. When I thought of Shanna, it was because Shanna is legally blind. And you would never know it because she doesn't, not that she's embarrassed because she'll tell you, but it's not even a disability for her that I noticed. She is an NHS student. She's a great artist. She doesn't let it be a disability for her. Then I also learned about a lot more that she's been through sitting with her mother at lunch today. They almost lost Shanna, 2 days old, and she struggled with a lot. Hearing loss, she's legally, or
Lone tone hearing loss.
right, and she had issues with her heart and all kinds of other stuff. So this girl has overcome a lot in her life. But again, you would never know it. She's such a fighter. I think she called herself a scrapper. And that's a good word for her. She is scrappy. She keeps me on my toes. I told her this year she applied to more colleges than any senior I've ever had. And she made sure I did my job. She would check on me. Did you send that? Did you send this? She was awesome this year. So that's why I nominated Shanna. She's a great student. She has a bright future. She's looking at management and business at Baker and Muskegon College. And she's got a bright future ahead of her.
Hi, I'm Mike Kalo, and I'm the lead teacher at the Learning Annex program at Whitehall High School. This is a program for kids that are in all probability going to quit school. Javon was one of those that when he was in 10th grade, he was done. He couldn't see down the road. He thought that school was a waste of time. I could go into the percentage of time he attended school, but we don't have to go there. We had people calling him. We had people picking him up. We did everything we could to keep Javon interested in seeing tomorrow or the end of the week or next month, but he didn't see anything down the road at all. And then I can tell you today, and you all know this, that it takes a village to raise a child. And we had other people get interested and active in helping Javon try and get through some things. Javon got on the varsity football team when he was in 10th grade in football. And the coaches there kept him going a little bit. Javon fell in love with this, started working in the weight program with underclassmen when he was in 11th grade, played varsity football through 11th and 12th grade. His school attendance improved dramatically, and he started to have dreams. Javon today wants to attend community college next year and look down the road a couple of years, maybe going to Ferris, although he hasn't shown a profession yet. When this opportunity came up, there was only one name on our mind, and that was Javon Gonzer. He's a tremendous young man, tremendous young man. Congratulations.
Short people. When the information came about this award, my colleague Pam Riley and I had only one student in mind, both of us, for all of our seniors, and that's Brianna Luzader. And we are happy to honor her today, and we thank Kiwanis Club for offering this. Brianna was diagnosed at the age of 2 with cancer of the eye. And at the young age of 2, she was already going through surgery to remove the tumor and chemo and radiation, which also then affected more of the structure of her face. And although they were able to take care of that cancer, she has now had reconstructive surgeries over the last couple of years, with more to follow. In spite of all of that, and hospitalizations and missing school sometimes, she has been able to successfully complete her classes and graduate on time with her class. Her plans are to attend Muskegon Community College next year, and from there either Ferris or Grand Valley to pursue a career in the health field. So we're very excited for her and her future. Thank you.
Thank you.
In the 150 years we've been in business, many things have changed. Our greatest achievements are rooted in the things that haven't. Years ago, the person you called banker was also the person you called friend. When it came to service, there were fewer layers and friendlier smiles. And banks earned the trust of their customers and community while working tirelessly not to lose it. At Independent Bank, all this remains true today. Sure, we've made advances that help customers bank more conveniently and more comfortably. But at the end of the day, we know that people really need a trustworthy partner committed to their financial goals, dreams, and aspirations. And we've been happy to be that partner since 1864.
Muskegon's Hackley Public Library is an excellent source for help, information, and great entertainment on virtually any topic. The friendly, knowledgeable staff is always available to help you with finding information on any topic you need. They can help you with using the free public access computers, and they look forward to showing you books, audio CDs, DVDs, and much more. Whether you live in the city or outside, the Hackley Public Library in downtown Muskegon is there to help with everything imaginable.
Hi, I'm Stacy Myers from Mona Shores. The other two counselors and I got together, and Tyler was the only name that came up. I've actually worked with Tyler since 6th grade. I've known him since he was this little. And I was lucky enough to be able to move up to high school and follow him through. Tyler was similar to Javon. He did not like school. I think last year we talked about this at this time. He was in my office every week saying he's going to quit, he's done. Couldn't really see beyond the next day. Cindy Backstrom, Dave Walls, we worked with Tyler all through high school. And I think for us, it's so nice to see him turn that corner. He's scrambling right now because he's going to graduate, he's going to finish. He's making up for some lost time, but he's working hard, and you can just see that focus. It's there. Like, I don't have any doubts in my mind that he's not going to finish, because he'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. Not only that, but he's looking beyond high school, and he's going to go on to MCC, looking at different career paths, and still trying to figure out what he's going to do. But I know that in the end he will accomplish his goals. He puts his mind to it. I think the biggest thing is We had our 8th graders come over, and you know, they always have seniors that talk to them. And Tyler was asked to also talk to the 8th graders. He was on a panel of, what, 5 others?
Yeah, Honor Society students.
They were National Honor Society students. I happened to stop in for one of because there were like 5 sessions. And all the AP students, I'm, you know, part of National Honor Society. I'm taking all these AP classes, and they get to Tyler, and Tyler's like, I'm Tyler Skoke. I've took Algebra 1B 3 times. I'm not part of any clubs. I'm not, but his message to them was, don't do as I'm doing. There's always, if he can steer a student in the right direction, he will do that. I don't have to ask him. If he doesn't even know what's going on, I mean, he will reassure them, look, they worked with me, they'll work with you. You can make it happen. So I think he continues to spread that message. So I want to congratulate you.
It's my pleasure to introduce Jacob Rambo. When I first met him, he had quite a few behavior problems. And the first time he slammed the door and was yelling in the hallway, he had my heart. And I've worked with Jacob for the past 4 years, and I've watched him grow emotionally and behaviorally. Last year, he started working in our SXI classroom in the middle school and has done a wonderful job. He's continued to work there this year. He's an outstanding young man, and I'm very proud and feel pleasure to have the honor of knowing Jacob Rambo. And he has my heart, and I just love him.
Well, I am not Carla Turner Law. She's a little bit taller than me and she has longer hair. So I'm Patrice Johnson. I'm the parent liaison at the high school. So I'm happy I get to be here with all of you and hear your amazing stories. But today I had the honor of introducing Yulee Walker. This young man is, if you can see how stylish and how handsome he is a bright star in our building. And one of the things that you have to recognize about him, as well as all of the other students that attend the academy, Yulee has been in the Heights District since he was this tall. So he went to elementary school, middle school, and high school there, which means 2 years ago, he had to experience the transition. And it takes great perseverance to, at the end of the day, think, am I no longer going to have my school? Is my school still going to be here? And yet take that step of faith to remain positive and stay what we call a true Tiger. So that's just one of the reasons why Yulee has persevered over the course of his short lifetime. In addition to that, Yulee has had some significant experiences with his parents, and he is therefore raised by his grandparents, who will walk into the office and say, I know he ain't doing nothing wrong, because they will get him. So I am very proud to introduce to you Mr. Yulee Walker, one of our fantastic Tiger students.
It has been my honor to work with Desiree for 3 years at the high school. If someone did not know Desiree's past like I do, they would never guess that she has been through and survived the things that she has. Desiree's early childhood was very difficult with her biological parents. It was very traumatic. There was abuse. And as we know, this really impacts children, and they can't speak, so normally they act out. It was significant enough that when Desiree was about 8, she was actually placed in a psychiatric hospital for really out of control behavior and wanting to hurt herself. After that, she was still with her parents. In the school setting, a lot of the depression and anxiety really impacted her ability to enjoy life, to be content, to interact with others. And so special education was offered through an emotional impairment. Desiree was very quiet about the abuse in her life, and it finally did come out, and She was taken away from her parents along with her younger brother. And luckily they were able to go with grandparents and avoid the foster care system. Unfortunately, her grandmother passed away and her grandfather became too ill to take care of her. Then an aunt took her, and that was not able to last. And some angels walked into Desiree's life, Randy and Tricia Slayton, and I said that wrong, Slatton, and their 3 children, and they just happened to know Desiree and her brother through some family connection, not related, but had done daycare. And this wonderful family in 2007 became permanent guardians of Desiree and her brother, and they are her family. Desiree had a lot of social anxiety, but what she has done is amazing. She is in choir every year. With the support of her mother, she does do the dances. If you met her today, she can shake your hand and talk to her, talk to you. She has opened up with me. She is a high achieving student. She has a 3.96. She is ranked 19th out of 285 students at Reese Puffer High School. She has become insightful about her life and never uses it as an excuse, and she's going to use it to help others. Desiree is going to attend Muskegon Community College, and then she's going to move on probably to Grand Valley or MSU if I can convince her. How about U of M? U of M. They're all in the pile there. We'll look at them. And she's going to become a psychologist and wants to work with abused children. This is Desiree.
At Muskegon Catholic Central, each student has the opportunity to flourish in a Christ-centered atmosphere. Our school has a way of life that seeks God's presence in every class and every program we offer. Our success is built on the partnership between the families and the system, and together, excellence is produced. Our size allows for opportunities for all to explore and be successful at the many aspects of our academic, fine art, and athletic programs. Muskegon Catholic Central uses a 4x4 educational model for the 7th through 12th grade, which will ensure that students get individual attention to determine their optimal pace, utilizing one-to-one technology. Students at Muskegon Catholic Central consistently score above the national average in all subject areas. In addition, 98% of the Muskegon Catholic Central graduates go to college. From day one, the mission of Muskegon Catholic Central is to enrich each student's spirit, mind, and body.
Hello, I'm Julie Plunkett. This is my first year as a counselor at Montague. I have the pleasure of introducing Joel Meninga. When I got the mail this year, I was like, oh shoot, I haven't been here long enough to know who's really grown. And so I emailed some of my veteran teachers, and Joel's name came up multiple times. And though there isn't a lot of history or huge events that may have happened to Joel, there has been a ton of growth, and that's really where the teachers identified in him. He's that kid that as a freshman, they tell me, you couldn't get a peep out of him probably. He was really shy, really in his shell. They just had a lot of concerns about him. And now as a senior, he's really blossomed. He's such an influence to his friends. I don't think he even knows that. I have lots of other students struggling, and many, many times they're like, well, I can count on Joel, or they really lean on him, and I know that's been a big thing for him too, is his friends. He's also in band. He's participated in a lot of service in our building. He's just that great go-to kid that has really grown throughout high school and is going to go on to do great things. He's going to go to Western this fall and study physics. So I really expect him to just continue to show that growth, and we're really proud of him at Montague. So.
Hello, I am not Christy Stowers. That is the honor to Kiana's mother. I am Angela Prinz. I am a first-year high school counselor for Orchard View, so I understand a little bit about what Mrs. Plunkett was going through. When I first came to the high school, I had a student who wanted out of our bigger, faster, stronger class. And I said, aren't you going to go in the service? Well, I'm already a member of the National Guard. Don't you think you would need that? Fine. She has went on to apply to more colleges than any student at Orchard View, been accepted to more colleges than any student at Orchard View. She is already a member of the National Guard. She is leaving this summer. She will put off going to Grand Valley to become a nurse so that she can honor her country. So a lot of her obstacles that Kiana Howard has overcome are obstacles that she's created for herself. And she does it beautifully. She is also one of the students that when I came to the high school, introduced herself to me, came in. She is just a wonderful person and a great example of students at Orchard View. And so I'm very honored to present to you Miss Kiana Howard.
First of all, before I present our nominee, I just want to really thank the Kiwanis Club here. I'm semi-retired and don't really have class hours at Western Michigan Christian, so when there's these luncheons, they always say, hey Fred, we think you should go. And I've counted that a blessing. And I've gone to several where they honor the outstanding students, the greatest grade point average and so forth, and those are fine, I'm not putting those down, but through the years, this is the luncheon that sticks in my head, the stories that were told today and through the other years. Bernard Smith, affectionately known as Big B, came to Western Michigan Christian as a freshman. Like a lot of freshmen, I think he found the curriculum a little hard at first, but he didn't back away from it. He tackled it and has 4 years of great schooling academically also. B has been raised by single-parent dad Don, who's with us today, who I think should also get an award. Freshman year, his father became quite seriously ill, and Bernard took a few days off, I can't remember exactly what it was, and sat by his side in the hospital. A couple of teachers were wondering where Big B was, and I said he had more important things to do than go to class these last couple of days. Don also has gone through, is continuing to have kidney dialysis, and in fact they were both thrilled today to have this lunch because they figured neither one has to plan dinner for today, so they like that part of it too. Bernard started on our basketball team his freshman year, started at every game since then. This last year he went over the 1,000-point mark, and he averaged at a double-double, which means 20 points plus and 10 rebounds or more a game. But the thing was, it was never about Bernard, and I think that's what's been so neat. You ask him what he remembers most about this season, what he enjoyed, and it's putting a smile on the fans' faces, especially younger kids. He loved to high-five the young kids, have his pictures taken with the young kids, and he just automatically became a hit with them. He recently signed a scholarship to attend Grace Bible College in Grand Rapids and play basketball. And he had other offers. One of the biggest reasons he chose Grace was because it's close to Muskegon and Dad could come to his games. Don Smith, I think, has missed 2 games in the 4 years that his son has played at WMC, and that includes away games. And Bernard is the type of person that when he's going to tackle something, will go into it and get it done. He hopes his options are open. He's thinking of going into business at Grace Bible College, but also physical therapy he's thinking a little bit. And he mentioned today at lunch he'd love to be an ESPN sports analyst or so too. And knowing Bernard, whatever he does, he will succeed at. And we want to thank the Kiwanis Club for helping him obtain these goals.
Hi. I'm Dawn Risley. I teach at Holton High School, and he already did throw me under the bus. I have been there for 34 years, so I've been there a while. I teach phys ed and health. I am acting principal this week, so I guess it's okay that I'm here. But so obviously no one is running the building right now because I'm here. I had to write Nova's things down because her history was quite upsetting to me, and I knew that if I didn't write it down, I would not be able to get through it, and hopefully I'll be able to get through it. We've talked about this, right? Right. Every once in a while, you have someone come into your life that has an amazing impact, and Nova would be that person. I met Nova 4 years ago, shortly after she entered the United States from Thailand. As the years have gone by, I have learned more and more, which has increased my admiration and love for her. Nova was born in Burma and lost her mother when she was 18 months old. In the years that followed, she was placed in an orphanage. She spent a short period of time with her grandmother, and then she was sent to a refugee camp where she spent 10 years, from the age of 5 to 15. At the age of 15, Grand Rapids Lutheran Church intervened and brought a group from the refugee camp in Thailand to the United States. Nova and her father were brought here. Her father was also in the refugee camp, but they were not together. Nova never saw her father when she was in the refugee camp. After a short period of time, Nova was removed from her father's care and placed in our foster care system. She moved in with Mr. and Mrs. Chuck LeBaron in Twin Lake and began attending Holton High School. Nova's English language skills were non-existent when I got her in 9th grade. Her teachers have been persistent in that they pushed her beyond her limits, and she has said that she is thankful for that. She's overcome obstacles and adversity that even I cannot comprehend. She is determined to make a life for herself that is meaningful. She is qualified for a TIP grant that will pay for her college education and will ensure that she reaches her goal to become a counselor. Nova is forever grateful to LeBarons for their supporting her and giving her a chance to have a life in America. You see me? And I should probably also tell you that Nova was nominated Prom Queen Saturday night.
Whether you play recreational, travel, or high school soccer, Just for Kicks carries all the equipment and apparel you need. Soccer apparel such as cleats, shin guards, and headgear. Coaches equipment like cones, whistles, and training vests. Spirit wear like hoodies and t-shirts. A customer service-driven company, they work hard to ensure teams have everything needed for that first game so that the first-time soccer parents and players get started on the right foot. Just for Kicks offers embroidery and screen printing for clubs, schools, and businesses.
Your child's education matters. That's why at Muskegon Public Schools, we encourage early childhood development by providing childcare, preschool, and Head Start. Two-way language immersion and academically focused after-school activities are also an option. High school students benefit from advanced placement classes, nationally recognized athletics and fine arts, and the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. For more information or to enroll, call 720-2000. Muskegon Public Schools, providing the best for every child, every day.